Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and today we are going to be talking about this little beauty. This is the Ulta Beauty Moisturizing Foundation Stick. This is their store brand. And they have a lot of really good products under the Ulta line. I love a lot of them. They're definitely one of my favorite brands in general. And I have loved trying out the different foundations that they have. And I've been meaning to do a review on this and I just keep kind of forgetting, I guess. So this is the Moisturizing Foundation Stick. I have the shade Light to Medium Neutral. And in this stick, you get 0.3 ounces. And I know that's one of the biggest gripes with foundation sticks is that you don't get the same amount that you would in a standard foundation. So I have here, just for reference, the Youthful Glow Foundation from Ulta Beauty, and this one you get 1.1 fluid ounces. And typically a liquid foundation is usually 1 ounce. And stick foundations have always had significantly less product, but I have never found that to be a real issue. I've never like blown through a foundation stick faster than I have a liquid foundation, because in my experience, I have found foundation sticks to have a little more coverage. You don't need as much. A little usually goes a longer way. But I just wanted to point that out in case you're curious. You do get significantly less product in the stick as compared to a liquid foundation. It does come in an aluminum container, and this is made in Japan. And this stick is unlike any foundation stick I've ever tried. I haven't tried a ton of them, but this is in a league all its own. This is in a league all its own. So they do have 24 shades. Let me double check. 24 shades, and this was $14. I think $14 is an extremely fair price for this product, but Ulta Beauty regularly has sales for their store brand. So they'll be either 50% off, like they had a deal where they had half off all of their foundations, and that's when I purchased a few of these to try out. They regularly do that kind of sale. They'll do buy one, get one 50% off. They'll do buy two, get one free, 40% off, free gift with purchase. Like they regularly have sales. So if you're interested in trying out any of their products, wait for a sale. So this is, oh my God, this is the most creamiest foundation stick I have ever tried. I mean, with the littlest bit of pressure, like it's really just the weight of the stick, it will just glide across your face. That being said, this is a foundation that is very easy to overuse. Because it is so creamy, you're really just gonna feel like you wanna color in your entire face and not wanna stop, because it's just so good. It's very emollient. I think this would be really lovely for drier skin types. It wears extremely well throughout the day. I mean, look what a good shade match that is for my skin tone. You can hardly even see where the swatch is at. This glides over dry patches extremely easily. You don't need a lot of it. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It's really easy to blend, but like I said, you can overdo it very easily. So I do already have eye makeup on, eyebrows, and my under eye concealer on. I'm not going to use a primer with this. I actually prefer this without primer, just because it has such a nice long wear time. I don't really feel like primer has helped or hindered the product. It kind of wears really well on its own. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of do one half of my face so you can kind of see the difference and the coverage level. I'm just gonna, it just feels so lovely. Like I really just feel inclined to draw my entire face. I'm just gonna do about that much on this side, and I'm gonna blend it in with a sponge. I do prefer blending with the sponge, it's just my preference. I haven't really tried this with the brush actually. Okay, so this is the half blended with the foundation. This is without. I just think it's beautiful. As you can see, it definitely has some coverage to it, but it looks natural, in my opinion at least. Like it doesn't look like I put on a full coverage foundation. It's just so good. Like this is very underrated in my opinion. So it does have a little bit of a dewy kind of finish, as you can see, a really natural finish. And I really like when foundations that are a little higher coverage have this kind of dewier, glossier kind of look, because it kind of makes it look a little less I don't know, like you have a high coverage foundation on, looks more skin-like. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and just as you can see, like it covers up so much redness and discoloration so easily. I don't wear concealer when I use this foundation because it's just that much coverage, and I don't feel like concealer really helps at all. It just kind of adds another layer, and I don't think this foundation needs that at all. All right, so there is the foundation all blended out. Like I said, I don't wear concealer with this because I do think this is concealer optional skin. As far as coverage goes, I know people use concealer to like highlight their skin, but as far as using concealer as a coverage, I don't use it at all with this foundation because I think it's high coverage on its own, and it feels so comfortable. I don't feel like I put on high coverage or full coverage foundation, and you saw how little I used. At least I think that's a little foundation. A little goes a long way with this. I think the stick would last quite a while because I've had this for a long time, and let me turn it down as far as it'll go. I've had this for a long time. I've used it regularly, and you can see like that's barely how much I've used, if you can see, and it's turned all the way down. Let me twist it all the way up so you can see how much is left. I think this would last quite a while. You know, this is how much you get. That's kind of gross to look at, isn't it? So I twisted up all the way. This is how much I have left, and you see how much I have used. A little does go a long way. I think the price is right for this product, and I think it'll last quite a while. I'm not going to blow through that by any stretch of the imagination. And as far as the finish goes, you can see it's very glowy. I feel like it's a little satin, but some would say this is glowy. I personally really like it. If you don't, throw a little powder on it. It'll tone it down a little bit. But even though this does look glowy, it doesn't feel that way. After a little while, this foundation will completely dry down, but it will still have this glowy finish to it. It's just remarkable. I really, really enjoy this a lot. Wear time is fantastic. I wear this all day at work. When I leave work, it'll still be on my skin. It'll look just like this. If you do have oilier skin that tends to make any foundation look kind of shiny throughout the day, this is probably something you're going to want to put some powder on because it is a glowy kind of finish. With oily skin, it might be a little much later in the day. I do kind of feel like it gets a little bit too glowy after work, so I do put a little bit of powder on it kind of halfway through the day, but that's only when I'm at work and I'm like sweating a little bit. Just a regular day around the house running errands or whatever, I don't set it with powder because I do like the way that it looks, and I really like this foundation. Wears all day, doesn't break down funny, doesn't separate or anything like that. I do find when I use too much, like I just had to do one extra swipe because it was so fun. When I do use too much, I do find it looks a little much. It looks like I put on too much. So start slow with this. You can always add more if you need more, but you don't need a lot. You don't need to color in your entire face. If you have tried stick foundations and have found them to be too dry and chalky, clay-like, or just whatever, and you want something dewy and smooth, skin-like, high coverage, but looks natural, this is the one for you. I would highly, highly suggest checking this out if you want a really nice moisturizing foundation stick. And that's it. That's my take on the foundation. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as always in the comments section. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I will see you later in another one. Goodbye.